One of the least talked about red flags of narcissism was revealed to me when I reflected on my experiences that I have had with multiple narcissists in the past. And I was shocked because the same thing was also quite evident in the experiences of a lot of survivors that I have had a chance to talk to. They told me the same thing. I connected the dots and finally concluded that this one is also a red flag, but unfortunately, nobody talks about it. We are going to find out what that is and talk about it in depth. If that sounds interesting and you're eager to learn more, please make sure to subscribe before we begin. I'm your host, Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Let's begin. To lay a strong foundation for today's episode, let's watch a small video clip together, and that will make things easier for us to understand. One of the least known red flags of a narcissistic relationship is the narcissist sleeping all the time. It doesn't look like a red flag, does it? No. But let me tell you how it is. The narcissist will sleep on you all the time. On you, I mean to say, when you're awake, when you want to talk, when you want to share your emotions, when you want to hold them accountable, when you want to ask them about all the things they have done to you previously in the past, a day before or an hour before, but they'll pretend to be asleep and then fall asleep as well. This way, they just get an easy pass. You can't talk, you can't wake them up, because if you do, then you know you have to face the wrath, you have to face the rage, and they will blame you for being controlling and all that. It is an easy escape plan for the narcissist. It's a sort of manipulation to make you think you're destroying their peace while your peace is destroyed. Sleep deprivation is a well-known technique narcissists employ to keep you unhinged. They want you to feel you have zero resources to cope with life. Torturing you through sleep deprivation is an easy technique to gain control over you. This thing that they do is an extension of the same technique. They will stay asleep mostly during the day when normal non-narcissistic people are awake. But when the time comes for you to go to sleep, they will all of a sudden become a night owl or the vampire who is adamant at draining the life force out of you through different abusive tactics. Like they will cause a fight, or they will want you to explain something to them. They cannot stand the fact that you are getting some rest and you are spending some time with yourself, which every human being has the right to do. They will stay up all night playing video games, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, doing all sorts of stuff, including chatting with random people, sexting with random people on the internet. But the irony is, when you need help, when you want them to contribute to things, when you want them to get stuff, when you want them to take care of your children, they're tired all the time. People wonder, where do these narcissists get all the energy from? The energy required to manipulate, to lie, to abuse people. Seemingly, they don't have any other job to do than that. They are either asleep or bringing people down. So they have tons of energy reserved for it. Sleeping on you, which means when you're awake and they're asleep, deep asleep, is also a form of abandonment and neglect. They know if they are awake, you will ask for things. You will have needs to be met. Not only the physical needs, I'm talking about emotional needs. You will want to talk, you will want to spend some time, and all of those things are way below them. No, how can I do that? They see you as an object, and they do not think it is necessary for them in any way to take care of you. The crazy thing about their sleep cycle is that they shape it in a particular way to make everybody think that they are going on with their regular day like everybody does. But nobody knows that they sleep for hours, they do not do anything at all. They show up only when they have to be seen. For example, in the early hours, they'll wake up, go to the beach, or maybe on a morning walk just to mess things around, just to try to gather supply from other people, and they'll be seen by everybody. They'll return back to the couch, sleep for hours, do nothing at all. Or what do these other people believe? Oh, this person is a morning person. He or she must be really active, must be really hardworking. But nobody knows that you have to put up with this behavior. You have to take care of everything. And all they do is sleep, sleep, and sleep. Do you resonate with this? Have you experienced this with the narcissist you were abused by? If yes, drop your experiences in the comments below, and who knows, you might end up helping a lot of survivors in need. One thing really important to remember for all of us is that all those people who sleep a lot are not necessarily narcissists, because those people with major depression can struggle with hypersomnia, which is like sleeping a lot. Or those people struggling with chronic fatigue can sleep a lot. Or survivors of narcissistic abuse, for example, can sleep a lot, especially in the initial days of going no contact, because they are tired. Context matters. It's always important to understand things in a particular context, and the context here is narcissistic abuse. You have to check for other things as well. What are they doing when they're awake? How are they escaping their reality? How are they not facing it? And what is it all about? Talking further about escaping the reality, sleeping a lot for the narcissist is a sort of coping mechanism. What kind of coping mechanism? They do not want to face the reality. The reality is harsh. In this reality, they're not the king or the queen that they are in their fantasy world. Their delusions of grandeur are not fulfilled yet. They want to be the biggest businessman or a celebrity, but all of that is still an imagination, and they cannot make it their reality. So why will they stay awake? And staying awake is a waste of their effort, since there is no supply to who can. There is nobody to put in those efforts into to make a fool out of them or to manipulate them. If you are the only one in their environment and they are sleeping this way, then that means they have already gotten and established a grip over you. They do not need to do anything anymore. One more very interesting aspect of this thing is the spiritual aspect, which a lot of you may be able to relate to and many won't, which is completely okay. This style of sleeping is quite vampiric only for narcissists. Like vampires stay hidden during the day, narcissists also do that. I do not know if that has something to do with the demonic or the evil energy they carry, which I firmly believe they do carry. And it's during nighttime that those kind of spirits come out. Probably it is the same with them, because they hate light. They do not want to let it in. They stay away from it, and they only wake up in its absence. Let me know what your thoughts are on that as well. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk with you in the next one. Until then, let the healing begin and continue.